We had with Aloke Bajpai, his Group CEO at Ixigo, who remains bullish to achieve the #1 spot in the mid-market budget hotel segment in the next 4 to 5 years. Listening.
Flights business, which for us is the largest by GTV at this point, right, was growing at 27% on GTV. Historically, it's grown faster, but because the volume growth this time has come in only at 4%, which is still the fastest in the OTA category because most OTAs have actually degrown on the flights business this time around. But we managed to grow 4% there. Yeah, the hotels business is the one that I'm the most bullish on over the next 4 to 5 years, right? I believe this will be our strongest growth driver. Last couple of quarters, it's been the fastest growing business from a GTV perspective. We have made significant investments, not just by acquisition of Devi Stay, but also in our own organic approach to it. We have added direct supply, more than 10,000 properties we've signed up directly, and we are adding thousands of properties every quarter. And in total, we now have 70,000 plus properties in India, 1 million plus globally that we started selling on our platform.
All right. Okay, so that's on Ixigo. Ashi, how do you look at some of these companies? You know, online travel is not something that we speak about often, but you have a strong understanding of tech. How do you look at this cohort of companies?
Sure. So actually, I think fundamentally, while we do like and we are very bullish about platform businesses, one of the key elements about platform businesses is that the tech platform that has been created is connecting kind of participants of multiple sides. Now, the more disintermediated both sides, the kind of participants are, the stronger the platform. Now, therefore, when you're kind of looking at OTAs, we actually look at the flight versus the hotel business quite differently. The flight business, while yes, there are a large amount of consumers, which is one side of the kind of the platform, there's a high level of concentration when it comes to kind of the suppliers. There are only 2 or 3 primary kind of flights which are airplanes which are there now. Effectively, that kind of can really squeeze margins quite significantly. And if any of the low cost providers choose to kind of get out of OTA platforms or reduce margins there significantly, that part of the business can be under quite a lot of pressure. Which is where when we kind of look at OTAs, we actually look at it quite closely from a lens in terms of how strong is the hotels part of the business, because that is really where even on the supplier side, there is a large amount of diversification that allows OTAs to actually negotiate much better margins. The margins are a lot more sustainable. And also what happens is that the reviews and the experience around hotel discovery is can be differentiated a lot more as compared to the flights business. So when we do look at OTAs, we do like the space, but we're not very actively, we don't invest very aggressively because we're slightly concerned about the longer term economics of the flights part of the business. But as OTAs kind of build out the hotels part, that actually is quite interesting and appealing to us.
Okay, and Ashi, I wonder how you look at some of the ER&D names as well, and what's the view there? Because you've seen plenty of choppiness in the stock prices. You saw very large corrections, and thereafter we've seen a bit of a run up in those. How is AI going to likely impact those particular pockets?
Yes, so actually that's actually quite interesting, right? Because the impact of AI on IT services, I think, is at least clearer that there is likely to be quite a substantial impact on IT services. The key question is, do you get incremental kind of volumes to take into account the deflationary impact that AI is clearly bringing into the space? So that is at least call there is a bit clearer. When it comes to ER&D, at least as of right now, it does not seem that AI would have the same level of deflationary impact, simply because I think AI is a lot more advanced in terms of being able to code as compared to doing complex kind of ER things and other such services that ER&D companies specialize in. But if you look at the kind of way and the movement that is happening in AI, and if you kind of look at video generation, image generation, voice generation, etc., multimodal forms of communication that AI is being able to generate, one can kind of envisage a situation where you start seeing very competitive models of AI, which could also have a similar kind of a deflationary impact on ER&D. Our current view on ER&D is that there may be some kind of an impact, but it's likely to be substantially lower than that of IT services. And therefore, if these companies also fall in line with IT services because of concerns on AI's deflationary impact, that may actually present an opportunity. But one does really have to quite closely watch how the kind of tools that develop around artificial intelligence and ER&D, because that is really going to be the call about the longer term view on valuations in the space.
Actually, stay with us. Lots more to talk about. But let me quickly bring on board Darshita as well. Tata Technologies has issued a clarification after its shares rallied for a second straight session on reports that Honda had outsourced a new vehicle development program to the company. Darshita, what's the clarification like?
Right. One stock that is in focus today is Tata Technologies. Now, the stock had rallied sharply yesterday following a 6.3% jump after a media report suggested that Honda had outsourced the development of a new vehicle program to the company. Now, investors viewed this as a positive development for Tata Technologies. But here's the clarification which has come in just today. The company says that this is not a new information. According to Tata Tech, the vehicle development program from a Japanese OEM was already disclosed in its Q4 FY26 earnings release and was reiterated again in Q1 FY27 results. The company has also clarified that it has not confirmed the customer is Honda. In fact, it says that it cannot disclose the identity of the customer due to its contractual and confidential obligations. Now, following this clarification, the stock has given up some of the gains in the trading session today, and we are seeing slightly correction in the session as the investors now reassess whether the news has genuinely new or already been priced in.
Okay, but Tata Technologies, the stock still holding on to those gains of another 8% in trade today. We'll take a very quick break. We'll come right back and we'll continue our market conversation with Ashianan and Kunal Bothra.